There's a town in Japan where Americans are buying full houses for $2,000. Not a shed, not a ruin. $2,000. Less than 1 month of rent in Tokyo. Less than a business class ticket. And it gets you a full house. One town asks $1. One pays you $15,000 to show up. One has ocean views for less than a used truck. The last one is the reason this video exists. One town lists houses for 0 yen. Not a typo. 0. Government website. Active listings right now. No one is taking them. Beppu, Oita Prefecture, Kyushu. A hot spring city on top of an active volcanic field where steam rises through the gutters every cold morning like the town itself is breathing. Around 110,000 residents, down 11% since 2000. Young people move to Fukuoka or Tokyo for steady office work. The hot springs stay, the bathhouses stay, the houses stay. The buyers, mostly, do not. Picture this. You are standing on a quiet hillside in Beppu in February. The Pacific is right there in front of you. Behind you is a 2-story wood and tile house with a small front garden, an old cedar ceiling, and a private bath fed by water that comes out of the ground at 60 degrees Celsius. The previous owner left in 2019. The neighbors still keep an eye on the entryway. The price was $40,000 US. That is not a typo. That is a Tuesday. Detached homes start around $20,000 and run up to about $90,000 for a fully livable property. Annual property tax falls between $200 and $1,000 depending on lot size. Beppu has a city hospital 5 minutes from the center, fiber internet across most neighborhoods, and steady employment through tourism, healthcare, and Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University, which brings in a constant flow of international students and faculty. The downside is real. Many homes are 40 to 70 years old. Insulation is thin. Houses built before the 1981 earthquake code update often need structural work before they are safe to live in long term. One American buyer told the Wall Street Journal he spent another $40,000 on professional repairs after removing walls he should not have touched. He said his Tokyo friends asked him why he was buying that piece of crap. 2 years later, the house had a working kitchen, 2 functional bathrooms, and a guest room he was renting out. Beppu is for the remote worker on a U.S. salary who wants ocean, hot springs, and low fixed costs in a town with a working tourism economy. It is not for anyone who expects the house to gain value the way a home in Austin or Phoenix might, or who needs to commute to a major city. There is one more piece that matters. Foreigners can legally buy land and buildings in Japan with the same freehold rights as Japanese citizens. No special visa is required to own a house, though owning one does not give you the right to live in it long term. Most American buyers in Beppu pay cash or pull equity from a U.S. home because Japanese banks rarely lend on rural akiya. One American buyer summed it up on Reddit. I paid $40,000 for the house and another $40,000 to fix my mistakes. Still cheaper than a parking spot in San Francisco. And if you think $40,000 is cheap, wait until you hear what the next town asks for. Or rather, doesn't ask for. Onomichi, Hiroshima Prefecture. A port town built up a steep hill on the Sato Inland Sea with stone steps connecting the houses instead of streets in entire neighborhoods. About 130,000 residents, down 14% since 2000. Shipbuilding shrank. The young moved to Hiroshima and Osaka. The hillside houses, too steep for any moving truck, stayed empty for 15 years. You are walking up a stone staircase in the old part of Onomichi. It is April. Cherry blossoms out, the inland sea below you, container ships moving through it like slow toys. A 90-year-old wooden house at the top of the steps. Original roof tiles, garden overgrown with bamboo. Asking price, $15,000 US. That is the whole house. Properties start under $10,000 and go up to about $60,000 for a renovated home. Tax is often under $500 a year. The Onomichi General Hospital is in the city center, 15 minutes from most stations. High-speed internet covers most of the urban core. The economy runs on shipbuilding, tourism, and a creative class that turned abandoned hillside homes into cafes and guest houses over the past decade. The reality, the hillside houses cannot take a vehicle. Every grocery, every appliance, every bag of cement goes up the stairs by hand or portable cart. Renovation budgets commonly run $20,000 to $100,000 depending on condition. The local building stock is often pre-1981, which means seismic upgrades are not optional. Local agents say the same thing in every interview. People come, see the prices, and assume something is wrong with the houses. Usually the houses are sound. What left was the moving van access. Onamichi is for the buyer who wants a creative project, a slow life, and a view of the inland sea every morning, and who is physically able to walk a few hundred steps a day. It is not for anyone with mobility issues, anyone who needs same-day delivery, or anyone who wants a turnkey property they can move into next month. As one expat described it, the most beautiful place I have ever been, completely unable to move furniture into. Let's talk about the Onamichi moving process. No roads to the door, no moving truck. Every appliance, every shelf, every bag of cement, up the stairs by hand. One renovator documented it online. It took 4 people, 2 carts, and 1 argument about a refrigerator to move in. The fridge won. It stayed on the ground floor. The next town doesn't just sell you a house. It hands you money when you arrive, and then invites you to a festival whether you asked or not. Bungo Takata, Oita Prefecture, Kunisaki Peninsula. Ranked top 5 in Japan's National Rural Towns Survey across nearly 600 municipalities. A Showa-era Main Street preserved exactly as it looked in the 1960s, with original signage, original storefronts, and an original barbershop. Around 22,000 residents, down 20% since 2000. It is a working town that decided to keep its old face on purpose. You are standing on that 1960s shopping street in May. The buildings are wood and tin. There is a barbershop with a striped pole that has not been replaced in 50 years. 5 minutes by car, a single-story farmhouse on a quarter-acre, tile roof, vegetable plot in the back, 3 rooms separated by sliding paper screens. Asking price, $7,000 US. The town's relocation grant can add up to $15,000 on top of that for renovations and child support, depending on family situation. Akiya here lists between $0 and $20,000 on the municipal bank, with renovated properties up to $50,000. Annual property tax runs $200 to $600. City hospital 15 minutes away, fiber internet in the main center. The economy is agriculture, tourism, small manufacturing, and a growing number of foreign buyers who found the town through international press over the last 3 years. The honest part? Many homes have been empty 10 or more years. Mold, termites, and roof damage are common. Subsidized buyers commit to at least 5 years in the town and to joining community activities. That last part is not a suggestion. It is in the contract. If you want to be left alone, Bungo Takata will not work for you. If you want to be invited to the Harvest Festival, it will hand you a basket. Bungo Takata is for the American family or retired couple who actually want to live in Japan, learn enough Japanese to function at the supermarket and city hall, and put down roots for a decade. It is not for anyone looking for a vacation home, a flip, or a short-term rental property. One new resident wrote online, "They invited me to the Harvest Festival before my boxes were unpacked. I did not know how to say no. I went. I am still going."
Could you commit to 5 years in a Japanese town of 22,000 if it meant a house for $7,000 and $15,000 in renovation money? Drop "I'm packing" or "not ready for that" in the comments.
Japan has roughly 9 million vacant homes, 14% of the national housing stock per the 2023 government survey. Some institutes project that figure rising above 30% by 2033. That is the wave Americans are starting to ride. The next town is colder, higher, and quieter, with snow on the roof for 4 months of the year. Iwayama, Nagano Prefecture, Japanese Alps. Same prefecture as Karuizawa and Hakuba. Without the international ski resort prices, those names now carry. About 19,000 residents, down 25% since 2000. The young leave for Tokyo, less than 2 hours by Shinkansen. Traditional Kaminka farmhouses, thick black timber beams, steep snow-shedding roofs, get left behind. It is January. You are inside a wood-framed house in Iyama. 2 meters of snow against the outside walls, an iron stove in the middle of the main room, a pot of cast iron tea on top of it, more than 90 years old. Price, $32,000 US. The seller threw in the futons, the cabinets, and a working rice cooker. Akiya list between $7,000 and $70,000, with renovated Kaminka occasionally crossing $100,000. Annual tax runs $300 to $900. Regional hospital 20 minutes away by car. Internet available, though speeds vary in smaller hamlets. Economy, agriculture, ski tourism, and a growing remote work population that arrived over the past 5 years. The reality of snow country is not romantic in February. Heating costs are real. Roofs cleared by hand or crew, often twice a winter. Older Kaminka homes have no modern insulation, and a serious renovation, insulation, wiring, bathroom, kitchen, runs $30,000 to $150,000. Buyers who skip the insulation step regret it. The first January, they try to heat the place. Iyama is for the skier, the snowboarder, or the rider who wants four-season Japan 2 hours from a Shinkansen station and is willing to shovel a roof. It is not for anyone who hates winter or who is unwilling to invest in proper insulation and heating before moving in. A remote worker on a Japan expat forum put it this way: the snow is real. The heating bill is real. The view from the iron stove at 7 in the morning is also very real. Let's talk about snow country logic. The cellar included the futons, the cabinets, and the rice cooker in the sale price. Not out of generosity. Getting them down the mountain in 2 meters of snow was simply not worth it. Japan has a word for this: shogunai. It roughly means, this is how it is. It applies to snow, bureaucracy, and rice cookers left behind in farmhouses. 4 towns in, we are not even close to the bottom of this list. The next 2 are where the price does something that makes everything above look expensive. And the last town sits on the coast with ocean views for less than a used pickup truck. Misasa, Tottori Prefecture, Sanin Coast. A radium hot spring town in one of Japan's least populated prefectures, in the part of the country that almost never appears on a tourist itinerary. About 6,000 residents, down 30% since 2000. No Shinkansen, no major highway interchange. The highest concentration of radon hot springs in Japan, which the local tourism office documents in detail. Picture this: you drive 2 hours west of the nearest major city. The road narrows. Mountains rise on both sides. You arrive at a wood-paneled house on a slope overlooking a river. The asking price on the akiya bank is $1. Read that again, $1. The condition is described as needing significant repair, and the buyer commits to renovation and residency for a defined number of years. Active listings here include genuine 0 yen and 1 yen homes, with livable properties between $2,000 and $25,000, annual tax under $300, hospital in Kuriyoshi, 20 minutes away. Internet access exists, but is not universally at fiber speeds. The local economy is hot spring tourism, agriculture, and small services tied to the bathhouses. The downside is severe, and the listing pages do not hide it. A $1 house is $1 because renovation costs $30,000 to $100,000. Hidden heirs can complicate paperwork. Some properties cannot legally transfer until ownership is sorted across multiple generations of a Japanese family who never updated the title. The fixed asset tax reinstates if you demolish and leave the land vacant, which means demolition is rarely the right answer. Misasa is for the buyer with cash, time, patience, and a real plan, ideally with a bilingual partner or a hired administrative scrivener on the ground. It is not for anyone who needs a fast closing, cannot navigate a Japanese contract with help, or expects to flip the property in 2 years. One buyer who went through the paperwork described it as 3 generations of a Japanese family had to agree on something for the first time since 1987. It took 14 months. $1 for a house, 14 months of paperwork, $30,000 to $100,000 in renovations. Is that a deal or a trap? Comment, it's a deal, or keep your $1. Misasa is the bottom of the rural price list. The next town is something different. Same price range, different kind of place. And the airport is 1 hour away. Takamatsu and the Setouchi Islands, Kagawa Prefecture, Shikoku. Gateway to Naoshima and Toshima. Art islands that draw global visitors and appear in international travel press every spring. Takamatsu itself has about 410,000 residents, but surrounding villages and small towns have lost 20 to 30% of their populations since 2000. Local governments openly welcome new residents and run active support programs, renovation subsidies, language assistance, and a designated point of contact at City Hall. You are on a small ferry. It is October. There is a contemporary art museum on the island ahead and a 1950s wooden house on the island behind you. The view in either direction is the Seto Inland Sea. The house behind you, the wooden one with a sliding glass door looking straight at the water, sold last year for $9,000. Akiya in the Takamatsu region typically list between $5,000 and $50,000, with renovated coastal homes reaching $100,000. Annual property tax runs $300 to $700 on most rural properties. Takamatsu has a major hospital and an airport with daily flights to Tokyo. Internet infrastructure is solid in town and reasonable in surrounding villages and on the larger islands. The economy is increasingly driven by art tourism, food production, the Setouchi Triennale, and a consistent flow of remote workers from outside Japan. Honest downside, the art island boom has not lifted every village. Some communities are still emptying out, and some islands have only one evening ferry left. Younger Japanese buyers tend to favor newer central homes, which is exactly why these properties are still cheap, but it also means resale is slow if you ever want to leave. The Takamatsu area is for the artist, the gallery owner, the food creator, or the remote worker who wants island life with an airport on the horizon and a globally recognized art scene a short ferry ride away. It is not for anyone who needs constant commercial energy or fast urban convenience after 8 in the evening. As one artist who moved there wrote, "I came for a weekend to see Naoshima. I never left. That was 4 years ago." 6 towns down, 1 left, and the last town on this list is the reason this video exists. Uno, Tamano City, Okayama Prefecture. A small port on the Seto Inland Sea directly across the water from Naoshima, where one of Japan's most photographed contemporary art museums sits on a hillside above the harbor. Tamano City has roughly 55,000 residents, down more than 18% since 2000. Uno itself is a quiet ferry port. Old houses face the water. Most have been empty for years. Picture this. You unlock the front door of a 2-story Japanese house in Uno. 6 rooms. A carved wooden ceiling on the 2nd floor, the kind of carving that takes a craftsman months. A courtyard garden with a stone lantern in the middle. The previous owners were elderly and left almost everything. Family altar, 3 sets of dishes, a folded yukata in the closet. The price was less than $30,000. This is not a story from a YouTube channel. This is a property reported in international press, sold to a buyer who flew in from outside Japan. Akiya in Uno and surrounding port neighborhoods commonly list between $5,000 and $40,000. Annual property tax is typically $300 to $700. The nearest large hospital is in Tamano City Center, 10 minutes by car. Fiber internet is available. The economy is shipbuilding, ferry tourism, and a steady inflow of foreign buyers connecting to Naoshima for the art and to Okayama City for the Shinkansen. The reality, renovation budgets here can equal or exceed the purchase price. Some homes have inheritance issues that take more than a year to clear. Earthquake retrofitting is often essential, and the buyer needs a plan for when the last ferry of the evening has already left and the next one is in the morning. Uno is for the design-minded American who has visited Naoshima, fell in love with the inland sea, and wants a small, artful base in Japan that is quiet, walkable, and close to a globally recognized cultural site. It is not for anyone who needs constant action or who cannot tolerate a pace where the loudest sound on a Sunday morning is a fishing boat starting its engine. One buyer told international press, "The previous owners left everything, the dishes, the yukata, the family altar. I felt like I had inherited someone's entire life for the price of a second-hand car." Picture this. You unlock the front door of a 2-story house in Uno. 6 rooms, a carved wooden ceiling, a courtyard garden with a stone lantern in the middle. The previous owners left almost everything. Dishes, yukata, a family altar in the corner. You paid less than $30,000. Outside, the only sound is a fishing boat starting its engine somewhere in the port. Naoshima is across the water. The Shinkansen is 40 minutes by car. You have nowhere you need to be. 7 towns, 1 pattern. Affordable Japan is real, and it is emptying out faster than most people realize.
Which of these 7 towns would you actually buy in? Drop the name in the comments.
And if you want to see what affordable living looks like outside Japan, the next video is already waiting for you.